In the world of smartphones, not every idea becomes a success. Some change everything, while others quietly disappear. The Amazon Fire Phone is one of those stories. It was created with big ambition by one of the biggest tech companies in the world, Amazon. It brought new ideas, unique features, and a different way of thinking about smartphones. At first, it looked like something that could stand out. But even with all that, it failed. Why did this happen? How did such a powerful company struggle in the phone market? And what went wrong with a device that had so much potential? In this video from Meltdown Diaries, we explore the vision behind the Fire Phone, its mistakes, and why it became one of the most well-known failures in smartphone history. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Amazon before the Fire Phone. To understand the Fire Phone, we first need to understand Amazon. Amazon did not start as a technology giant. It began in 1994 as an online bookstore. The idea was simple: sell books on the internet in a faster and easier way than physical stores. But over time, Amazon kept growing. It expanded into many areas like electronics, clothes, household items, and digital services. The company became known for focusing on customers, fast delivery, and low prices. This approach helped it become one of the most powerful companies in the world. Amazon also started building its own technology products. One of its biggest early successes was the Kindle. The Kindle changed how people read books by allowing thousands of books to be stored in one small device instead of carrying physical copies. This success proved something important: Amazon could build successful hardware products too. With that confidence, the company began thinking bigger. If it could change how people read, maybe it could also change how people use smartphones. The smartphone era. By the early 2010s, smartphones had become a major part of daily life. People used them for calling, messaging, watching videos, working, and even navigation. They were no longer just phones, they were small computers in people's pockets. In this fast-growing market, companies like Apple Inc. and Samsung Electronics were already leading the industry. New models were launching every year, and competition was extremely strong. This was the world Amazon decided to enter. But it was not an easy space. The smartphone market was crowded, fast-moving, and full of powerful competitors. Still, Amazon believed it could offer something different and stand out in its own way. The idea behind the Fire Phone. Amazon had a clear idea when it decided to enter the smartphone market. It wanted to build a phone that worked closely with its own services and online store. The thinking was simple. If millions of people already shop on Amazon, why not make a smartphone that makes shopping easier and more connected? This idea led to the Amazon Fire Phone. It was designed not just as a communication device, but as a tool that pushed users toward Amazon's ecosystem. Everything was meant to feel linked, from browsing to buying products. But Amazon didn't want to copy other smartphones. It wanted something different, something that would stand out in a crowded market. That desire for uniqueness would later shape both its most interesting features and its biggest challenges. A strange and bold design. One of the most talked about features of the Amazon Fire Phone was its 3D-style viewing system. It used multiple front-facing sensors, often described as 4 infrared cameras, to track the user's head position. This allowed the screen to adjust slightly as you moved your head. Amazon called this feature dynamic perspective. The idea was to create a sense of depth on a flat screen. Icons, menus, and images would shift a little, making the phone feel more interactive and alive. It also supported gesture controls. Users could tilt the phone to scroll pages or explore content without touching the screen. On paper, it sounded futuristic and exciting. But in real use, many people did not see it as necessary. It felt more like a visual trick than a must-have feature. While it showed Amazon's creativity, it did not give users a strong reason to choose the phone over competitors. Fire OS. Another major limitation of the Amazon Fire Phone was its software system. Instead of using the full version of Android with Google services, Amazon built its own system called Fire OS. It was based on Android, but heavily modified to fit Amazon's ecosystem. This created a big drawback. The phone did not include important Google apps like Google Maps, Gmail, and the Google Play Store. These apps were essential for most smartphone users at the time. Instead, Amazon pushed its own services. Users were encouraged to use the Amazon App Store, Amazon shopping tools, and other Amazon features. While this made sense for Amazon's business, it limited the overall experience. Many users felt restricted because they could not access the same wide range of apps found on other smartphones. This lack of flexibility made the Fire Phone less appealing right from the beginning. Launch expectations versus reality. When the Amazon Fire Phone launched in 2014, expectations were high. Amazon partnered exclusively with AT&T in the United States, which meant the phone could only be bought through one carrier at first. This limited how many people could easily access it. The pricing also put it in the premium category. On contract, it cost about $199 with a 2-year agreement, while the unlocked version was much more expensive. At that time, this created a serious challenge. Competitors like Apple and Samsung were already offering powerful smartphones with strong app ecosystems and better user experience at similar or even better value. Because of this, the Fire Phone did not feel like a strong or attractive option for most buyers. Early sales struggles. The market response to the Fire Phone was very weak from the beginning. Reports suggested that only around 35,000 units were sold in its first few weeks. At the same time, Apple was selling millions of iPhones in similar launch periods. The gap was huge. It showed clearly that most users were not interested in the Fire Phone's features or Amazon Focus system. Even with Amazon's strong brand name, the phone failed to create real excitement or demand. Price cuts and rapid decline. Very quickly after launch, Amazon had to cut the price of the Fire Phone. Within just a few months, the cost dropped sharply. A device that started as a premium smartphone became heavily discounted. At one point, AT&T offered it for as low as 99 cents with a contract. This showed clearly that demand was extremely weak. To attract buyers, Amazon also added extra benefits like a free 1-year Amazon Prime subscription. The idea was to make the deal more valuable. But even with big price cuts and bonuses, interest did not improve. Most people still chose other smartphones instead. Why people didn't buy it? There were several clear reasons why the Fire Phone failed in the market. 1. Weak app ecosystem. The lack of Google services made it less useful for everyday users. People wanted apps they already used, and Fire OS could not fully deliver that experience. 2. Confusing 3D features. The dynamic perspective feature was interesting but not practical. Most users did not see it as necessary. 3. High price for limited value. The phone was priced like a flagship device but did not offer flagship-level experience. 4. Strong competition. At the same time, phones like the iPhone 6 and Samsung Galaxy devices were dominating the market with stronger performance and better ecosystems. 5. Lack of clear identity. People were unsure what the Fire Phone was trying to be. Was it a smartphone? A shopping device? A tech experiment? This confusion hurt its appeal. Jeff Bezos' vision and internal push. Reports suggested that Amazon founder Jeff Bezos personally supported the Fire Phone project. The main idea was to connect everyday smartphone use with Amazon's shopping system. One feature even let users scan real-world objects and quickly search for them on Amazon. However, many people inside and outside the company questioned how useful these ideas were in real life. Instead of improving daily phone use, some features felt more like experiments than practical tools that users truly needed. Comparison with the iPhone. At the same time the Fire Phone struggled, Apple launched the iPhone 6 series. Apple sold millions of units in the first weekend alone. This showed a clear gap in demand and popularity. While Apple focused on smooth performance, a simple design, and a strong app ecosystem, Amazon focused more on experimental features and deep Amazon integration. Most users preferred Apple's approach because it felt more practical, reliable, and easier to use in everyday life. The final discontinuation. The Fire Phone was officially discontinued about a year after its launch. Amazon stopped production and sold off remaining stock. The project was quietly ended with little attention, and it became one of Amazon's most well-known hardware failures in the smartphone market. What went wrong? Looking at the Fire Phone's failure, a few clear lessons stand out. First, it lacked essential apps like Google services, which most users depended on every day. Without them, there was little reason to switch. Second, some innovations like the 3D effects felt interesting but did not solve real user problems. Third, the phone had weak positioning. It was not clear who it was really for. Fourth, it entered a very competitive smartphone market too late. Finally, its high price did not match its actual value for users. Lessons from the Fire Phone. The Fire Phone gives some important lessons for tech companies. Innovation should solve real user problems, not just look impressive. A strong app ecosystem matters more than special features. Simple designs usually win over complex ones. Timing is also very important in fast-changing markets. Even big companies can fail when entering new industries. After this, Amazon moved away from making smartphones. Final thoughts. The Amazon Fire Phone was not a careless idea. It was a bold experiment from a company known for innovation, Amazon. It tried to change how smartphones connect people with shopping and digital content, but in the end, it failed to meet user expectations. Why did a strong idea fall short? What went wrong in execution? It showed that even big ideas need practical use. In the fast world of technology, if a product cannot match what users want, it quickly gets left behind. The Fire Phone remains a clear reminder that success in one industry does not guarantee success in another. And even the biggest companies can make mistakes. Thanks for watching this story on Meltdown Diaries. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real tech stories.